Yes, dear students, welcome back to EduHunt video lessons. We have almost at the end of the breathing part. We have already finished 30 bits in the NEET model worksheet 1 and remaining bits we'll see today. First 30 bits we have seen in the previous video. In this video, we are going to solve the remaining bits. Similarity between the trachea of a cockroach and a man is. What is the similarity between these two? We have trachea in our breathing, that is respiratory system. Even cockroach also have these trachea. But the trachea are connected to the lungs in case of human beings, but they are not connected to lungs. Lungs are absent in cockroach. Both are paired and branched. Ciliated epithelium is present in both, that is cockroach and man. Walls of both cannot be formed non-collapsible walls. In both, head originates from pharynx. Out of these four, walls of both cannot be deformed or they cannot be collapsed because they are provided, they are facilitated, they are supported by cartilaginous rings. In human beings, we have seen the cartilaginous rings, incomplete cartilaginous rings, dorsally incomplete cartilaginous rings. A friction on the lung surface friction is reduced by the pleura present on the surface of the lungs. Yes, double layered pleura. Pleura are the membranes. Double layered pleura support the and prevent the friction, and also they reduce the friction on the surface of the lungs. In lungs, air is separated from venous blood by, it is out of 4, squamous epithelium plus endothelium of blood vessels. This is the correct option. In lungs, gaseous exchange is done by, we all know that it is a simple diffusion method. Which of the following statements is not true? Not true. Keep in mind, not true. The partial pressure of oxygen is deoxygenated blood is 40 mmHg. The partial pressure of oxygen in oxygenated blood is 95 mmHg. Partial pressure of oxygen in alveolar air is 104 mmHg. And partial pressure of CO2 in alveolar air is 45 mmHg. Not true. So it is not, the partial pressure of CO2 in alveolar air is 40 mmHg. So this is the correct option here because it is wrong. It is not 45 mmHg. It is 40 mmHg. Partial pressure of oxygen in alveoli, atmosphere, air and tissue will be. It is a logical question. We know that oxygen is taken in and CO2 is breathed out, exhaled out. Respiration is a simple diffusion process. That means the gases move from higher concentration to the lower concentration, higher pressure to the lower pressure. So obviously for oxygen, it is asked for oxygen. So in oxygen in atmosphere, oxygen is highest. Because of that reason, oxygen is taken in. So oxygen is highest. The middle one, Oxygen is highest in the atmosphere. The middle one, both these options showing highest. Then we ruled out. These two can be striked out. Then alveoli and tissue, whichever is least, that represents the tissue. So the last one should be the least, so this option. So alveoli కంటే టిష్యూలో తక్కువ ఉంది కాబట్టి ఎయిర్ మూవ్స్ ఫ్రమ్ alveoli to tissues. From atmosphere to lungs, lungs to alveoli to tissues. This is the actual pathway of the oxygen transport. What will be the PO2 and PCO2 in the atmospheric air compared to those in the alveolar air? PO2 is lesser compared to alveolar air in atmospheric air లో అడుగుతున్నారు. So PO2 is lesser, PCO2 is higher. PO2 is higher and PCO2 is lesser. This is the correct option. PO2 is higher in the atmosphere and lower in the lesser CO2 is present in the atmosphere. In air, in atmospheric air, it is higher PO2 and lower PCO2. Partial pressure of CO2 is higher. ఎక్కడ హైగా ఉంటుంది partial pressure of CO2? Tissue level. ఉందా? Tissue level, alveolar level, atmospheric level, at tissue level. Yes, tissue level it is higher. In the given diagram, identify what is depicted by A, B and C. Choose the correct option. A, B and C. Ikkada it is showing that diaphragm is contracted. When diaphragm is contracted and intercostal muscles also get contracted, because of that the volume of the thoracic volume increases. As a result, the lungs expand and the air comes in. So that is the process. Let's see. Air entering the lungs, yes, inhalation is taking place. Inhalation. Air is entering in and ribs and sternum relaxed. Volume of the thoracic cavity, that is increased. Air entering lungs, ribs and sternum raised. Volume of the thorax increased. Air going out from the air is not going out during inhalation. Air is not going out. ఈ రెండిటికి డిఫరెన్స్ చూద్దాం. Air entering lungs, ribs and sternum get relaxed. ఇవి రిలాక్స్ అవ్వవు, రైజ్ అవుతాయి. సో థర్డ్ వన్ ఈజ్ ద కరెక్ట్ ఆప్షన్. ఆల్మోస్ట్ సేమ్ PO2 in humans is found in ఎక్కడ ఉంటుంది? alveoli and tissues. alveoli tissues లో సిమిలర్గా ఉండదు. ఆక్సిజనేటెడ్ బ్లడ్ అండ్ డీఆక్సిజనేటెడ్ బ్లడ్ ఈ రెండిటికి ఉండదు. alveoli and oxygenated blood, alveoli and deoxygenated blood. ఆక్సిజనేటెడ్ బ్లడ్ అనడం కంటే టిష్యూస్ అండ్ డీఆక్సిజనేటెడ్ బ్లడ్ ఈ రెండింటిలోనూ సిమిలర్ 40 mmHg ఉంటుంది PO2. Exchange of gases in lung alveoli occurs through, it is a simple diffusion process. We have discussed this kind of bit so many times. Welcome back, dear students. We have finished NEET model worksheet 1 up to 41 bits. Now we are going to see the remaining bits in this session. Let us begin the class. Arrange the following in the order in if increasing volume. Order of increasing volume. ఎలా ఉంది? tidal volume, residual volume, expiratory reserve volume and vital capacity. First one, tidal volume is always low and vital capacity will be always the highest. ఎక్కడుందో చూద్దాం. 1తో బిగిన్ అవ్వాలి, 1, 4, ఇక్కడ కూడా 1, 4 ఉంది. బట్ 2, 3 tidal volume next expiratory volume, residual volume, and then vital capacity. This is the correct option. Under normal conditions, 100 ml of blood deliver dash to tissue. How much? 100 ml of blood delivers 5 ml of oxygen to tissues, because it carries 100 ml of blood carries 20 ml of oxygen, but it delivers only 25% of the oxygen. That is 25% of 20 is 5. So 5 ml of oxygen. Haldane effect is due to CO2. Haldane effect ante emi ledu, just oxygen dissociation curve chusam kada, oxygen hemoglobin dissociation curve, that is shift towards right when there is a low pH and high temperature, and when there is a high concentration of oxygen, it leads to the shift of the curve, oxygen hemoglobin dissociation curve towards right. What percent of CO2 flows in blood in the form of bicarbonates? It is 70%. 70%. Effect of carbon dioxide concentration on dissociation of oxyhemoglobin is called, that is called Bohr's effect. And chloride shift for the transport of, chloride shift is for the transport of CO2. Exchange of bicarbonates and chloride ions between RBC and plasma is called, that is exchange of bicarbonates chloride, that is chloride shift. It is called chloride shift. Determination of oxygen carried by hemoglobin is done by, determination of oxygen carried by hemoglobin is done by pH, partial pressure of oxygen, partial pressure of CO2, and all the above. This option 2. And for proper transport of oxygen and CO2, blood should be, for proper transport of oxygen and CO2, blood should be slightly acidic, slightly strongly alkaline, strongly acidic, slightly alkaline. This is the correct option. What would happen when blood is acidic? Blood acidic ga unte em avutundi? Blood acidic ante pH takku undi ani ardham. Binding of oxygen with hemoglobin increases. Red blood corpuscles are formed in higher number. Binding of oxygen with hemoglobin decreases. There is no change in oxygen binding nor number of RBC. The third option is the correct one. The chloride shift is movement of chlorine from plasma to RBC. Ante kada? From RBC to plasma, there is a movement of bicarbonate ions. To compensate these ions, to balance the negative charge, the chloride ions will come from plasma into the RBC. Chloride shift occurs in response to, just now I mentioned, bicarbonate ions. What happened to oxygen dissociation curve of hemoglobin if pH is decreased? pH decrease aithe it shifts towards right. Just see, ikkada veddama, ila untundi kada sigmoid curve, pH decrease అయినప్పుడు, temperature increase అయినప్పుడు, and also CO2 increase అయినప్పుడు, and 2,3-DPG కూడా increase అయినప్పుడు movement towards right occurs, shifting towards right. What happens to the oxygen dissociation curve of hemoglobin if pH is decreased? It shifts to right. Dissociation curve shifts to right when, ఇప్పుడు చెప్పినవన్నీ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. CO2 concentration decreases. No. Increases. CO2 concentration increases. Yes. O2 concentration increases. H plus concentration decreases. CO2 concentration increase అయితే H plus concentration decrease అవుతుంది. CO2 కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అయితే H ప్లస్ కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది, pH తగ్గుతుంది. సో CO2 కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ ఇంక్రీజెస్. CO2 కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ అంటే ఎసిడిక్, H ప్లస్ కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అయింది, pH తగ్గింది. విచ్ వన్? Yes, concentration of carbonic acid does not increase in blood due to presence of. Concentration of carbonic acid అంటే H2O CO2 కలిపితే వచ్చారు. Does not increase in blood due to presence of sodium, magnesium, calcium and potassium. This correct option is sodium. Oxyhemoglobin acts as a buffer. It acts as a buffer. The oxygen hemoglobin dissociation curve will show a right shift in case of. Right shift అంటే H plus concentration ఎక్కువ ఉండాలి. సో ఇది తప్పు. High partial pressure of O2, low partial pressure of CO2 and high, ఇక్కడ ఏం అడిగారు? రైట్ షిఫ్ట్ అన్నారు. సో హై 2,3 dPg.